You don't need more motivation. You need clarity and courage. In a world that's always telling you to hustle harder, stay connected, and do everything, it's easy to lose yourself. But here's a truth most people won't tell you. Success isn't about doing more. It's about letting go of what's holding you back. If you want to change your life, don't start by adding things. Start by subtracting the noise, the distractions, the habits, and even the people that keep you small. This isn't about becoming someone else. It's about coming home to who you were meant to be. This guide isn't a quick fix. It's a wake-up call. These are the 7 things I had to quit in order to build a life that finally felt free, focused, and full of purpose. Read with an open heart. Reflect honestly. And if something hits you deep, act on it, because the life you want is already within reach. You just have to stop what's stopping you. Stop spending time with people who drain your energy. Let's be real. Some people don't walk into your life. They leech into it. You know the type. They text only when they need a favor. They call when they're bored, broke, or broken. But disappear the moment you need a friend. They never celebrate your wins. They're nowhere during your losses. They are not bad people, but they are bad for your soul. I had a friend like that. We knew each other since elementary school. Back then, everything felt genuine. Sleepovers, school projects, basketball after class. But as we grew older, I noticed a pattern. He only reached out when he was in a jam. Need cash? Call me. Need help moving? I'm the guy. Need someone to vent to for 2 hours? Sure. But when I landed my dream job? Silence. When I went through a tough breakup? Nowhere to be found. For years, I made excuses. He's just busy. Maybe he didn't see my message. But the truth? I wasn't setting boundaries. I was setting myself up for disappointment. One day I stopped replying. No dramatic confrontation. No long-winded message, just silence. And something powerful happened. I made room. I made room for people who actually show up. Friends who ask, "How are you doing?" and actually listen. People who cheer you on when you're winning and stand beside you when you're not. Here's a truth that's uncomfortable but necessary. Not everyone deserves access to you. Your time, energy, and attention are premium currencies. Stop spending them on people who don't invest back. Ask yourself, do I feel drained or energized after talking to this person? Do they bring value into my life or just take from it? Would I let my future kids learn about friendship by watching this friendship? If the answer isn't a clear yes, you already know what to do. This isn't about being cold or selfish. It's about being intentional. Your environment isn't just the place you live, it's the people you allow into your mental space. You don't owe anyone unlimited access to your peace, so let go of the people who dim your light. And make space for those who help you shine brighter. Because remember, today's energy shapes tomorrow's reality. Protect yours like your future depends on it, because it does. Stop asking for advice from people who haven't done what you want to do. Here's a hard truth. Not all advice is created equal. And yet, so many of us fall into the trap of seeking opinions from people who have no track record in the thing we're trying to achieve. Thinking of starting a business. Suddenly your cousin who's never run anything has an opinion. Want to get in shape? Your buddy who hasn't seen the inside of a gym in 5 years starts giving you tips. Would you take medical advice from someone who never went to med school? Would you let someone who's never flown a plane teach you how to land one? Of course not. So why do we treat life advice any differently? Here's the truth. Advice is only as valuable as the experience behind it. Listening to the wrong people can do more than waste your time. It can lead you in the wrong direction. Their fear becomes your fear. Their limitations become your ceiling. And before you know it, you're stuck. Not because you couldn't grow, but because you let the wrong voice shrink your vision. If you want to go somewhere new, Talk to people who've already been there. Find mentors. Read books from people who've built what you want to build. Listen to podcasts by those who fought through the same storms you're facing now. Success leaves clues. But you have to stop asking directions from people who've never left their comfort zone. Protect your dream by choosing who you listen to, because one powerful insight from the right person can change everything. Stop blaming others for your situation. For a long time, I played the blame game. If things didn't go my way, it was someone else's fault. Didn't get the job? The interviewer didn't like me. Stuck in traffic. Bad drivers everywhere. Life not working out. Must be bad luck. But one day I hit a wall. Emotionally, financially, mentally, and I had to face a brutal truth. Everything in my life was a result of my own choices. My habits, my decisions, my mindset, and that truth hurt. But it also set me free. Because once you stop blaming the world, you finally see the truth. You are not powerless. In fact, you're the only one with the power to turn your life around. Blaming others might feel good in the moment. It protects your ego, your pride. But long term, it does nothing but keep you stuck. When you say it's someone else's fault, what you're really saying is, I have no control. I can't change my situation. I'm just a victim of life. That mindset kills dreams. But when you flip the script and say, this is on me, everything changes. Suddenly you're not waiting on someone else to fix your life. You're not relying on the world to treat you better. You're taking action. You're building new habits. You're becoming the kind of person who shapes their own future. Think of your life like a kitchen. You're the chef. You've got the ingredients. And if the dish doesn't come out the way you want, don't blame the salt or the oven. Take ownership. Adjust the recipe. Try again. Growth starts the moment you stop pointing fingers and start pointing inward. No one's coming to rescue you. But you don't need a rescue. You need responsibility. And once you own your life, you can change your life. The moment you stop blaming is the moment you start becoming. Then stop saying yes to every opportunity. In the beginning of my journey, I said yes to everything. Coffee meetings, volunteer gigs, side hustles, random collaborations. If someone asked for help or offered an opportunity, I was in. Why? Because I was afraid. Afraid of missing out, afraid of being left behind, afraid of disappointing people. But here's what actually happened. I overcommitted. I got overwhelmed. And eventually, I started letting people down, including myself. I was everywhere, yet going nowhere. That's when I realized, saying yes to everything is the fastest way to burn out and lose direction. You can't build something great if you're always chasing everything. Steve Jobs once said, focusing is about saying no, not to bad ideas, but to good ones that don't align with your bigger vision. Think of your life like a backpack. Every commitment you make is another item you throw in. If you never take anything out, eventually you collapse under the weight. So, now I pause before saying yes. I ask myself, does this move me closer to my long-term goals? Am I doing this out of fear or alignment? Will I be proud of how I spent my time? If the answer isn't a clear yes, then it's a no. Remember, every yes is a trade-off. You're saying no to rest, deep focus, or the thing you truly care about, want to succeed. Pick one thing, one mission, one skill, one path, and go all in for the next 10 years. You don't need more opportunities. You need more clarity, more discipline, more courage to protect your time like it's your most valuable asset, because it is. Say no to distractions. Say yes to your future. 5. Stop being a prisoner to your phone. I work with teens in a youth leadership group called King's Club. One day I asked them, what's the biggest challenge you face right now? One kid raised his hand and said, honestly, my phone. He wasn't talking about cyberbullying or inappropriate content. He meant the endless scrolling, the dopamine hits, the time slipping away. He said he'd spend hours on TikTok or Instagram, knowing it was a waste, but feeling powerless to stop. And you know what? He's not alone. Most people today are more connected to their phones than to their own goals. We scroll instead of taking action. We binge videos instead of building our dreams. Why? Because we don't have a clear vision. If you don't know where you're going, distraction becomes your default. But when your vision is strong, your phone becomes a tool, not a trap. Here's a challenge. Turn off all notifications for one day. Put your phone in another room when you work. Notice how much lighter you feel. Then fill that time with something better. Take a walk, start a project, call a friend, hit the gym. Do something that builds the life you want. The goal isn't to live without your phone. It's to live without being controlled by it. Make your real life so engaging, so full of purpose, that scrolling starts to feel boring. Stop reading books. Start studying them. I used to speed through books like I was in a race. One after another, no highlights, no notes, no action. I was chasing quantity, not quality. But something felt off. I'd finish a book and forget 90% of it a week later. Nothing changed in my life, except the number on my books read this year list. Then I had a shift. The goal isn't to read more, the goal is to grow more, so I changed my approach. Now I read with a pen in hand. I highlight, I take notes, I write down one action step for every chapter. Then, and this is key, I actually do it, even better. I teach what I learn. When you teach something, it forces clarity. You can't fake understanding when you have to explain it to someone else. Don't just collect knowledge. Activate it. Instead of binge reading 5 books this month, pick one and study it like your life depends on it. Apply every lesson, track your results, share what you learn. This is called just-in-time learning, finding the right idea at the right time and putting it to work immediately. Remember, it's not about how many books you read, it's about how many lessons you live. Stop comparing yourself to others. A few years ago, I found myself in a slump. I felt behind in life. I'd scroll through social media and see people my age launching startups, getting married, traveling the world, looking flawless. Meanwhile, I was just trying to figure things out. The more I compared, the worse I felt. Like I was losing a ski race I didn't even sign up for. Until one day I asked myself, why am I trying to live someone else's story? The truth is, comparison is a trap. It kills joy, drains confidence, and distracts you from your own path. Here's what changed. Everything for me. I started comparing myself to myself. Was I better than I was yesterday? Did I take even one step forward today? Progress, not perfection. Direction, not speed. When you start tracking your own growth, your whole mindset shifts. You become less anxious and more focused, less reactive, more intentional. And here's something else. The people you're comparing yourself to, they have struggles you don't see. You're looking at their highlight reel, not the behind-the-scenes mess. So stop measuring your worth by someone else's timeline. Your path is unique. Your strengths are unique. Your timing is unique. Instead of asking, why am I not where they are? Ask, what small win can I create today? Success isn't about being the best. It's about becoming your best. And that happens one step, one choice, one day at a time. You're not stuck because of a lack of potential. You're stuck because of old patterns. The truth is, you don't need another degree, another app, or another life hack. You need fewer distractions, fewer energy drainers, fewer comparisons, and more intention. Growth isn't a giant leap. It's a daily choice. Say no to what's not serving you. Say yes to the person you're becoming. You don't have to fix your whole life today. Just make one decision that moves you closer to the life you want. Then do it again tomorrow. This is your invitation to start over. Not with noise, but with clarity. Not with pressure, but with purpose. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're just one strong choice away from a breakthrough. Let go. Level up. Live free.